Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I haven't recorded in a while. I tried making a pre-algebra video which was an hour long and the whiteboard was too small. Nobody could see what I was writing. So yeah, I hope to get a new bigger whiteboard to record the video again. So you guys should be seeing that soon. In like a week, a couple of weeks maybe. We'll have to see. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about quadratics. Quadratic equation and the formula. Now don't get these two things mixed up. These two things are different, but they basically have the same purpose. Well, actually, no, they don't have the same purpose. My bad. So now this is, in simple put, this. So now you're probably wondering what on earth it is. I'm about to get to that. So now what this means, what this basically shows us, is in some math problems you might have to use a quadratic equation and formula to get your answer. So whenever doing that, you have to put an equation and then you have to put it in this type of terms. So whenever doing that, you have to know what A is, what B is, and what C is. And I'm assuming the problem would give you those values. Or if not, you might have to figure it out, yada yada. Alright? However, you do not know what x is. The x and x. There's two values of x. There's two x's, so here we can't find the thing. And remember, it always has to be equal to 0. Always equal to 0. You cannot forget that. Or else you're gonna script the whole equation. Next, formula. And I'm going to show you guys some examples because I'm pretty sure if you're new to this, it might be a little tricky. So next, let's take a look here. So now, this is really messy. This is really big, but I promise you it is not as hard as it looks. So I'm just going to write everything down in the order of the equation. The formula. 2, 8. So now, since you know the values of A, B, and Z, and since it equals to 0, and you have it in the quadratic equations terms, quadratic equation form, and you don't know what x is, you can plug A, B, and C, and you can find the value of x, which is right there. So that's really what the formula is. It's not something to be really complicated about. So I'm going to give you two examples. One, pretty easy. Second one, might be a little trickier. So, the first one, the easy one, just to get you guys warmed up a little bit. And if you already know this, you might want to skip to the harder one. And if please let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, because I'm a 6th grader doing like algebra 2, and I'm trying my best right now. So let's say we have x squared plus 4x minus 21 equals 0. That is, so we have equal to 0, and let's see if it's in the ax squared plus bx plus c foreign terms. And we also have to find the values of a, b, and c. Sorry, this should be c. Undo my work. There we go. Equals 0. So now let's take a look at right here first. Now if we look here, we notice we have both x's right here. However, we don't since there's no coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x that would just turn into 1x squared. So that means a equals 1. Let's take a look here. We have the x right here, and we see that the coefficient of x, which is b, and in this equation, we have the coefficient of x. Second x is 4. Second x, and that's right here. So that means b equals 4, and it should be plus as well. So now if you'll notice here, we see that we have one value of c, and subtracting c equals negative 21. So now we can plug this in to the formula to get a value of x. And also I forgot to say this. If you notice right here, that's basically this. So that means x would have two roots. So that means x could equal this or that. So what I'm trying to say, let's say we simplified the thing as far as we can go until that. So let's say that we can do 6. And then, so now equals x. So then what we can do is we can do minus 6 equals x. And then plus 6 equals x. You see, 2 roots because of that plus or minus right here. That's just something to know because that might throw some people off. So let's take a look here. Negative 4 plus or minus what we just talked about. 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 21, put in parentheses, and then 2 times 1. So now let's simplify this, shall we? X equals negative 4. Actually, we can just do because that's kind of obvious. Plus that. So let's take a look here. 4 squared equals 16 minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 21 is negative 84. Simplify this even more. Let's return it to x equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 100 over 2. You can simplify this even more. Let's keep going. This does take a little while, so you know. Negative 4 plus or minus 10 over 2. Correct? Then after that, we can simplify this even more. X equals negative 2 plus or minus 5. So now, here is what we talked about. Now, knowing what plus or minus equals, x could equal negative 2 minus 5. So that means x equals negative 7. Or x could equal negative 2 plus 5. So x could equal 3. There are our 2 roots. Pretty cool. Let me just check my work real quick. So I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. So negative 2, negative 2 minus 5. Negative 7, this should be right, negative 2, plus 5, that's equal to 3, okay. So now these are 2 roots. So now if we plug this in, we plug negative 7 and 3 into this, x squared plus 4x minus 21. If you plug this into x squared plus 4x minus 21, plug either of these 2 values, we would equal 0. And that right there is that. Let's move on to something a little trickier here. Equals negative. Now if we're looking here, you see we have a, because this is a, you see x squared, and so a equals 3, knowing that. This should not be bx. No, so yeah, that's right. Bx, this is 6. So knowing that x are both here, and we have the coefficient of x, so that means b equals 6. Now, if you're looking here, where's c? And it also equals negative 10. That is inaccurate. So that means what we have to do in order to get it into terms, we have to add 10 to each side. So that means this equals 0. So we add 10 plus 10. Now we have it in terms. This is negative, so you have to add 10. Now if you look here, that's c. So that means c equals 10. Now we can plug this into the equation. Negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 3 times 10. Then we can also do 2 times 3. Now let's start simplifying again. Negative 6 plus or minus 36 minus 120. Now, if you're probably wondering, how do you do that? I'm going to get there. And actually, you kind of can't do that, so I'm going to explain that. We can simplify this even more. Negative 6 plus or minus the square root of over 6. So, I'm going to take the calculator out, because I don't want to waste anybody's time right now. 36 minus 120. 36 minus 120 equals negative 84. Whoa, would you look at that? Now, here's the tricky part. Negative 84. Square root negative 84. You can't do that. The square root of negative 84 is an imaginary number. Imaginary. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Is there more? 1 second. Is an imaginary number. Now you know what that means? This equation right here has no possible solutions. So that means this equation x has no solutions, because right here, the square root of negative 84, that right there is an imaginary number. And that is quadratics. I hope you enjoyed that video today. I enjoyed making it. So anyway, I'm sorry for not uploading a lot, but I promise you should see more uploads soon. Anyway, have a nice day. This is Air Data Space.